We should be good. Yeah. Great, guys. So yeah, welcome to this exciting session. We haven't really, we've been doing this since February, where we meet every week. We learn about crypto, and then, we share. And that's why, out of this was born this thing called a community. So we started from those very humble beginnings. And it's really been an amazing journey to really see us grow from really nothing to where we are today, so to where we have about quite a number of us who have joined this community. So we will get to hear a little bit about our story. So I'm going to do a mash of both. I'm going to kind of talk about crypto, the community. I'm going to talk about a little bit about how do you get started, that kind of thing. So, but here is a quote that I like to start with, that is our mantra, and I want to ask you to reflect on this for a moment, because it says, if you don't have a crypto strategy, then you hate yourself and you don't really believe in your own future. It's obviously a very strong statement to make. And I don't know what your thoughts are as far as such a statement. But I think the idea here is that you should really, really think hard, and you must have a plan as to this thing called crypto. Now, I know many of you are here because you've heard about crypto and you've done the right thing, actually, just to come out, because you are invited and you actually saw it wise that you should join so that you can learn about it. And then hopefully have a plan. Hopefully, if that plan means you'll be able to now participate more actively in terms of as an investor and so on, then that is the case, and I think that's really congratulations to you for taking those steps. So there's no one at this stage, contemporary setting. And I say contemporary because if you're urbanized, living in suburban areas, that you don't really can claim that you've not heard about crypto. The crypto is everywhere, whether you like it or not. Crypto is everywhere. There are more aggressive campaigns, that are going out there now, that people are even marketing in buses and undergrounds, as in the case in London. So it's actually everywhere. And it's actually good to know what it is, and then how do you really, make a plan as far as that is concerned. Now, traditionally, let me see how I track, so I think maybe let's just give a size of what to expect in terms of the session. So the session, we generally would have it as very interactive, but again, because it's beginner session, we're just doing it because the rest of us have kind of gone through this. So Jeremy and Bianca are joining us really out of courtesy because they are leaders within the community, and they are here to just really make sure that we are learning together. So they are going to be sharing their knowledge. I think what I will do at this stage, before even I get any further, is I probably just want to open up so that we talk to each other. Let me hear what your expectation is. What are you seeking to learn? And then we can actually take it up from there, because that will actually allow how I've kept it very, very relaxed. I've not really made it this. The guys are even looking at the slides and they're very different from what we normally run. So let me pause here and just get to know. You can unmute yourself or type on the chat. What is your expectation, and what is your background? Where are you coming from? Are you coming from, oh, I've heard about crypto, or, oh, hallelujah, I've never heard about this thing? So those two questions, where are you coming from? And then what are you expecting? Where you're coming from is not your location necessarily, even though you're most welcome to share that if you so wish. So let's hear some people speak. We're gonna spend about maybe the next 5 minutes or so doing that. Or as much as we need to, because it's the most important part to understand. And Tandeka, you're unmuted, so it looks like you're the perfect candidate to start.
Oh. How can you do that to me, being so far away?
Yeah, you're our inspiration.
My goodness. Anyway, no problem. what do you want me to say? Okay, I really want to understand crypto properly because I am from the carrot bars experience. I had a carrot bars experience, and that was a little bit rough. So I have a little bit, but I need to understand it properly now because it looks like it has now taken the right stage. And it's complicated if you don't have the right introduction to it.
I agree with you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that introduction and the background and also the expectation. Guys, feel free. You're going to spend the next hour, so might as well make it worth your while. Just like skin this cat, you know. Okay, Clayton says, I'm good. I've heard about crypto, but never bothered. Thanks to Bianca. I have more interest. I want to know it all. Okay, I do synthetic indices, so it should gel. I would imagine that's some kind of trading in the markets of indices, if I'm not wrong. Thank you so much for that. Kato, go for it.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm pretty green in this field. I've heard about crypto for many years. And there's actually a time I gave a friend of mine some money to invest, and things ended up not working out. Thankfully, we are still friends, but this time around, I wanted to invest again, and I just thought, why not get to know more about it and understand it so that I can do it myself. So I don't know anything about it. I don't know how it works. I'm hoping to learn more about that today. I like the topics on the agenda. I think by the end of the session, I'll have a better understanding of what crypto is all about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kato. And then David says, all I know is that people trade crypto, but I would like to understand the future impact and why I should get involved. So it's David's, yours sounds more like a motivational angle. You know, some of you are looking for information. I think David, yours sounds more motivational to say, you know, why should I? And I think the first statement I make is a motivational one that says, you know, if you don't have a plan around this, then you really are not serious about your future, which I think is really, you're on the right track as far as, you know, just the question and positioning yourself. And what Kato has mentioned is, you know, like the experiences that you have where you feel like maybe you're not qualified enough. Let's get the expert to help me to do it. And you're actually in the right place because you probably would realize at the end that you don't really need an expert. You're actually the expert yourself. Okay, let's see who else wants to say something. Let's see. DJ Parker, I would like to learn how to trade on my own, how to buy, trade, and what is best in the markets. That's DJ. Excellent. So, I mean, I'm loving this kind of, you guys are on point, eh? You guys are the best class, you know, but I like it because you're switched on and you know what you're looking for. Kalista, go ahead. Or you've just joined, maybe you've just joined. Okay, so any other person who still wants, I mean, I would want to, maybe let's spend some 2 or 3 minutes still. Any other person who wants to say something around which background they're coming from and what they're expecting? Okay, so it looks like, let me just mute everybody. What I would say is, simply unmute yourself if you want to say something or raise your hand or use the chat functionality. So I think we've probably covered pretty much the interest in the room, the different interests and expectations. So this is the outline of what we're going to cover. We're going to kind of talk about crypto in general. And then, we're going to look at the question, is it too late? And then how do you make money in crypto? And then where do you buy? And then we'll just kind of wrap it up. So it's not anything complicated at all. It's as simple as that. So let's get on to it. Let's see. So I'm going to just introduce the community first, because that's really what has allowed us to be here. And you guys, our first things first. In fact, I think that's probably the thing to share, Bianca, because we normally do it at the end, and I realize it's not the best way to do it. We are doing this thanks to the sponsorship of the community. So you notice, number one, it's not costing you anything. Nobody's going to charge you anything. And number two, nobody's going to sign you up to some funny anything at the end. So relax. So Bianca, you can share. I think if you're not in the community on the Telegram channel, this is actually an opportunity for you to join and be part of it. And I think that's really what this philosophy is. It says, we're going to teach the next person. That's actually how we have been able to sustain it. You're going to invite the next person, they're going to join, and we're going to learn, and we're going to teach each other. And that's it. And then the knowledge that I have, I'll share it with you. You're going to apply it, you're going to do it. So we're not signing you to anything. And we're not putting you anywhere other than just, helping and seeking to help you to be able to also grow and benefit from this opportunity. So this is our fundamental belief that it takes a village, and it means, reach out to the next person, share what you know, and help them along the journey. Now, the other point is, we have a vision to say we want to do this to as many people as possible in our continent. So that's really what our vision is. And it's like, we're going to just teach, we're going to educate, and then you'll see the last bit around what else are we thinking. I'm going to just show a very high level so that, but that's towards the end. And then lastly, my laptop is complaining here. I don't know why it's playing with the power. I think I might have a problem here with my power. So this is our footprint so far. So because we've been around since the beginning of the year, we have a global reach, and especially with a focus in diaspora. So we've covered, and you see, we continue to grow in terms of numbers and reach and that kind of thing. And then, so let's just kind of get into it. So we're going to now jump into crypto, because I've introduced the community, and I've said the centrality of it is the community. We're not doing it just as individuals, we're doing it as a collective. And of course, the actions, you take it as an individual. That's the way to do it. And so I'm going to say, just as we get into the session, please feel free to ask any questions via the chat. And maybe at the end, I'll just kind of unmute, or if I ask the question, of course, feel free to interact using any of the two formats. So let's start here. So now, many people will take you through a journey of history, the history of money, the evolution of that. I'll say that you can Google on your own. Very well in history and in time. At some point in time, people used to exchange, used to do barter trade. They will exchange goods for another, a bag of grain, a bag of wheat for something, for a cow or something. And then it moved on. Obviously, that story of how it moved from cowrie shells to salt to metals, and somebody else will give you a pretty picture, which I've taught actually in another session for our community. And obviously to where we are, digital, all that kind of thing. I'm not really going to take that angle, because you can Google that in 5 minutes, and it's a nice old story. I'm going to talk about crypto itself, where we are, meaning today. I'm not going to talk about those so many years ago, whatever. Now, the where this comes in, and maybe the segue is important, is I'll talk about the internet. I'll talk about the internet and the world of information. And the world of information that has allowed us to collaborate, that has allowed us to work with each other, that has allowed us to learn, that has allowed us to survive COVID, and not go crazy when we were locked down. Now, the internet is an amazing platform for information. Now, the challenge with the internet and that distributed network that we call the internet was, how do you could move information from A to B, but now how could you move value from A to B? And then now somebody, and over time, not just, what we ended up with in 2009 through Bitcoin, which is where this lady is looking, using those nice lenses of Bitcoin. Somebody was trying to solve a problem which was there for a long time, which is to say, how do you move value using from one person to another without having to go through a middle party, an intermediary, a bank, somebody who sits in the middle, who give you money and say, hey, move this money from my account, which is normally to be a bank, to my cousin in New York, or my cousin or my brother in New Zealand, or my sister in Nigeria, whatever. So, and this person managed to actually hack this thing, because now you could only move information from all these other places, but you couldn't move money. Why? I'll give you an example. So moving a song, from sharing a song with somebody, you could share it, right? You remember you had computer programs that allowed you to share songs, and even now that allow you to do that. But money is not something you can send from one person to another if it is a copy of it. So you needed to be able to move it really, and it should move from that point to the other person's wallet. And this is where this innovation called Bitcoin came. Now the other philosophical reasons, which are more, the feeling that no, we want to be able to exchange value within ourselves and not involve government, not involve banks, not involve somebody else. So in fact, that's more the underlying reason. Now, technologically, this was now the challenge that was there, because so many other people had attempted to do this. And you'll say, oh, and PayPal, no, but PayPal goes through a central system. Oh, and Visa, no, Visa goes through a central, everything else goes through a central system. There's none before Bitcoin that could actually do that, one person to another without a central party. And then very quickly, Bitcoin was born, and people could now move value. It was obviously not worth much. Don't listen to people who tell you they knew about Bitcoin and the value it had. Nobody really knew. I studied it in 2013, 2012, in fact. I was writing a whole master's paper around it, meaning I really went into the depths of the academics of it. But nobody really would tell you that this would be worth 60,000 today. It would be worth 69, 55 today, Nobody could tell you that. Now, and what happened is from 2009 to about, 2009, 2010, to about 2013, it really didn't really do much, to be honest. It moved, okay, people bought, some people spend a lot to buy pizzas, whatever it is. I'm not really here to tell you the story of Bitcoin alone, because we cover it a little bit differently from how people cover it. Now, this thing slowly began to generate interest on the internet. And you know what used to happen? You used to be like on, forums online, whether it was Reddit or some other forums, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, we're going to give you Bitcoin. So Bitcoin used to be given for free because it was not really worth anything. And then others started to really begin to accumulate this thing. And then from almost all of a sudden, 2013, it moved, and I remember it skyrocketed to about 1,000. I remember that very well because I was doing research on it. But I didn't really buy it, and I didn't do anything with it. I just wrote and I said, oh, okay, this thing looks like it's interesting. It's the internet of money. So the point I'm making is internet of money, internet of value came. Generation one came through Bitcoin. That's how it started. Now you could not move, it was not moving information, it was moving money over the internet. And so that is how it started in 2009, but effectively where everybody else kind of plugged into was after 2013, 2014. I know people like Bianca were involved in those networks where you could be part of a network and then you could access Bitcoin. I know there are different stories and flavors. I don't know, Bianca, whether you want to say something to that. How early you are involved in Bitcoin. That might be a little bit late, around 2015. I don't know. But if you have, anybody else got involved before 2015 on Bitcoin? Let's just hear it, if at all. Yes, no. Okay, I'll take that as a no. I don't think there's anybody who was involved in Bitcoin before that time. I knew about it. All that time, but I really didn't really do much with it. Now, and so what happened very quickly, 2017, no, 2017 is the other day, 2014, the likes of Ethereum emerged, Doge also is also among the early ones. I think 2011 it was there already. 2015, you had quite a number of others. 2017 is when the craze went, and we remember Bitcoin got to 20,000 at that time. And everybody now was excited and it was like, oh, there's something happening here. We need to jump in. And I think, I can't see Bianca. I don't know, just maybe they're on the wrong link or something, because I would have seen them, because I'm actually on the place where I can see people joining, and I'm able to admit if there's anybody who's joining. So yeah, then all of a sudden, Bitcoin emerged and what you call altcoins, alternative coins. So in terms of our class, Bitcoin is the first, cryptocurrency that we know. Anything else outside of Bitcoin is called known as an altcoin. So when you hear people talk about altcoin, don't get confused at all. There's only Bitcoin and there's what you call the rest of it are altcoins. Does anybody know how many altcoins we have today, or how many coins we have in the market? DJ knew about it, but had no idea what it was. We all laughed it. Colleagues of mine invested. Now today they are millionaires. Oh God. Oh, let's cry together. Oh, DJ, let's go somewhere in a corner and cry together. That is not the feeling, right? So we will answer that question, whether it's really too late. So now, where are we? Where is it going? So we have all these altcoins. They are actually, just for your information, over almost 12,000. Probably they are 12,000 because they keep on printing these things every day. Imagine from one, in less than 10 years, or in just about over 10 years, brother, we have 12,000 of these things. So it's a lot of coins, and you'll see at the end, I'll show you guys what I mean exactly by that. Now we have scenes evolve. So that thing that allows value to move, that sits on top of the internet, that thing is called blockchain. So that's the simplest definition you'll get anywhere. That thing that sits on top of the internet, that allows Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to exist, that allows mining. So coins, all kinds of coins, whether it is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, whatever else you want to call it, 11,000 of those, 12,000 of those sit on top of this thing called blockchain. And this sits on top of the internet. Now, some coins are generated through what you call mining. Others, majority of them nowadays are not generated through mining. Some just decide and say, yeah, we're going to have a trillion of this, or we're going to have a billion of this. And then they're going to just decide that. And then you have that. So maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. And then other things have come on top, which still run on top of the same technology. You have things like what you call decentralized finance. I'm not going to talk about that in detail. You have things like NFTs, which is non-fungible tokens. So this thing has continued, and there's more. Even people are talking about the metaverse, blah, blah, blah. It's just really, this thing keeps on going and keeps on going and keeps on going. Now, David, I am sure at this stage, you're scratching your head, because if you do not get started, the reality is this train will just carry on. And I think that's really the point, that motivation will not really be an issue here, because it's actually a reality that this thing is carrying on full steam ahead. And if you do not jump on top of it, if you do not get on board and begin to learn what it is, then I think concept upon concept, it's going to be building one layer upon another. It was just coins. So just a coin. Oh, Bitcoin, just Bitcoin. Just Bitcoin doesn't do much. It's a coin. And then now it's doing many other things. You can borrow money on top of this thing. You can borrow money and lend money. Now you have some thing that you've done, whether it's an artwork or in fact now property and all these other things. I think Tandeko might know from Karat bars and the likes. You can do many other things, and it started from a very simple thing called a coin. Now, so this continues to mature, and there's innovation and all of that. So I guess the question that we still ask ourselves is, okay, what is this thing anyway? What is this thing? What is it? And that's the big question that many people get stumbled by. But I say it's very simple. Crypto, oh God, this computer of mine, it's just becoming annoying. I don't know what's going on with it. Crypto is nothing more, nothing less. It's simply just another asset class. I like crypto assets because it's just another asset like gold, property. You guys know asset, right? You did economics, you did accounting. You know what an asset is. Something that keeps money or value for you, something that you can that can make you money. Something that does not, that essentially that's what an asset is. You guys know, it's a house, a property that gives you an income, something that can give you a profit, something that can help you in generating a profit. That's an asset. So it's just another asset. Like you have all the other asset classes that you have. And talking about it, where it sits in the value chain, I talked about that bottom thing called blockchain. And blockchain is just a technology. It's a technology, as I said, that sits on top of the internet that allows Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to exist. Corporations and companies are innovating using that technology. They are doing a lot of amazing things. For us, we actually are excited more about what coins and what tokens are available. It sits on top of that. So consumers are excited, people who are saying, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to keep it, it's going to gain in value. It's as simple as that. You're going to buy this thing, you're going to hold it, and you're going to, maybe it's going to go up, or it might just completely lose value, and then, it'll be worth nothing. And that's how people make money. Now, obviously, I've seen you guys have asked around, I want to trade, I want to be able to make money as a trader. And obviously there are different ways you can make money. I'm going to look at that slide and talk about, the different ways, and you'll see our specific way that we recommend. So it's not necessarily the trader approach. It's a different way. So what I put this slide together a while ago, and mine was this. In fact, maybe it's not as the case is not really necessarily to motivate anymore, because here's how it used to be, and it's not long ago. When I say how it used to be, 6 months ago, banks used to say, Bitcoin is not worth anything. No, this thing. But how can you say something is not worth anything when it has moved? We thought 20,000 was the mark. When it has moved 3 times over that. And the prediction is actually going to go 100. It's going to go to have 500,000, whatever. It's going to go Bitcoin itself. I'm not talking about the others. And then all of a sudden, everybody now is applying for a license to say, as banks, I'm not saying individuals. I'm not talking about now consumers. I'm talking individuals, corporations, banks here. They are saying, can we have a license to hold Bitcoin on behalf of our customers? Because we really love them and we really care about them. That's where we are today. Jeremy.
Yes, Tim.
You remember where we were not long ago, right? Banks blocking, but now the world has changed in 6 months. It's not even longer. The sentiment has changed. Banks are applying, JP Morgan, we want to hold all for our customers because we really care about them. We want to hold Bitcoin for them. Before that, they were not really fans of it. Even the CEO of JP Morgan in particular, I said, no, I don't really believe in this thing, but our customers believe in it. So we really care. It makes good business. So now we're going to bother to hold Bitcoin on behalf of our customers. Before that, they never really used to talk about it. Jeremy, you probably might want to share your reflections, just because you've been in the, right from the beginning.
Yeah. Once again, good evening or good day or wherever you are. Good. How are you? My name is Jeremy. I've been a part of this community for just about a year now, and only started investing in crypto in April. Yes. So what Tim is saying is true. It's really a competition, because the banks have dominated the financial industry for, I'll say, centuries. And all of a sudden, there's this explosion of decentralized finance model using crypto, where you as the individual now have the full power to manage your investments, your transactions, without going through a central house like a bank, and earning value and increasing your interests as the value of the coin goes higher. So I think it was a game of, you know what, you guys are actually going too fast for us. Let's try and scare you so that you slow down, and then we catch up and actually overtake you, and now propose a repackaged proposal to you, which is in essence the same thing. You don't need to go through banks to invest in crypto. You go directly to your relevant to the relevant exchange. So it's just typical gimmicks that are being played by the financial institutions, because they can't afford to lose their customers, because many people are actually transacting via crypto, payments via crypto, remittances via crypto. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I can say for now.
Thank you, Jeremy. I've seen Tandeka, you've written something I really like. You said, the banks are now in it. The banks were even saying, don't get involved in this, It's not long ago. It's not 6 months, I promise you. This just changed like that because the value moved quickly and the market decided that this was important. People are not arguing anymore whether you should hold Bitcoin, for example. They are not arguing about that anymore. It's actually almost a standard. You must hold some. So that's really the world we are in that has happened. And I agree with what Bianca says, that they didn't want us to get involved. And it's true, So let's continue just in terms of, so where are we? Is it too late? That's actually the question, right? Is it too late? Where are we in this thing? So as with any innovation, whether it was the TV or not the electric car, what was the motorized cars? We know it because people used to use horses those days. The adoption, the TV, the telephone, the mobile phone, the internet, all these things, they follow a very similar pattern in terms of adoption. There's those people who would really think, oh, a phone, you have a phone. Why do you need a phone? This is madness. And then there are a few people, and then slowly, okay, you see, it's a status thing. You remember when mobile phones came, it used to be like a satellite thing, and it used to be like a really ugly thing, And then it used to be like some wealthy businessman or some politicians who had it. And then it happened very quickly. It's just the other day, I tell people when Steve Jobs raised his hand and said, guys, in 2007, this is called the iPhone. And as they say, the rest is history. It's just the other day, 2007, just the other day. The rest is history. Now we are in an acceleration phase in terms of adoption of technology. It's going to be shorter and shorter and shorter the cycle for mass adoption of new technology. So whereas it's true that we might still be in early stages, I don't know what do you guys think? Where are we? Do you think we are in, definitely we are not in an innovators phase. I mean, let's please not kid ourselves. Are we in early majority, early adopters, late majority? Where are we? Where do you guys think? And if there's somebody who feels strongly that we are in early, in innovator stage, I don't know. Type either 1 for innovators, 2 for early adopters, 3 for early majority, 4 for, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think anybody will type anything else. So, okay, 2, Let's see. Where are we? 3, okay. So it's early majority. Okay, early majority, let's see. Okay, good. I think the sentiment is consistent. 3, it looks like we are agreeing we are in early majority, and I agree with that. It's actually early majority. Because about the initial set is about 15%, even though it depends on what coins you're looking at. If you look at Bitcoin now is at an institutional level, where institutions are investing. Let me see whether the next slide kind of talks to that. So yeah, we are in early majority. You're actually right. Absolutely, we are here. Early majority, and institutions are actually playing in, because with the time institutions come in, it means there's less risk to participate. It means it's safe now to get on board, because institutions most of the time don't just jump in. Bitcoin is certified as an investment class, asset, and institutions are really putting money in there. So I think let's just really move a little bit quicker so that we get to the gist of it. So how do we own some? How do you own some Bitcoin? How do you own some crypto? And in a very simple way, you have gone to other forums, they'll tell you how confusing, and they'll just confuse the hell out of you. I like the rule of 3s. You can own crypto today either through the mining channel, which you can do via your device. We have coins which on the community, which we mine. Bianca, if you have, you're most welcome to share if you're still mining the Pi coin, for example. It doesn't have a value yet, but it's just an example of mining, a coin that is generated. It's not really mining using your phone. Let me not confuse you guys, because mining, as we know it from a Bitcoin perspective, is a little bit more high end. It requires more computing power. But there are other coins which you can actually be able to be allocated through just a very simple exercise of installing an app on your phone and kind of, beginning to mine that in quotes. And you allocated coins. I have about I have about 3,000 of them. Or those Pi coins, for example. That's one of the coins which are certified, which we share with others in our community because we know it's a legit project. Others are scams. So, of course, the wheat and the tare, as scripture says, coexist. But again, we are more discerning, so we know which ones are the real thing. So mining is just, the point I'm making is mining is a channel. And especially those people who got started early, they could be able to mine quite a number of coins. Ethereum has changed their model now, but it was a mineable coin. Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. There are quite a number of coins that could be mined, which meant your cost was electricity. Your transaction cost was electricity. It has moved a little bit now when you talk about mining pools. You join a mining pool, obviously you pay a certain fee, then your cost is actually the subscription fee that you pay to that mining pool. And that's how you begin to really get access to these coins. The most popular by far is obviously the second one around buying, which is buying. So you go to an exchange, whether that's direct or via P2P, or which is peer-to-peer, but let's just for our purposes, you go to an exchange, you buy this coin, and there it is, you own this coin. And you have it in your wallet, and all these other things we can talk along the way. The third way, which, as I said, in fact, remember I started and I said in forums they used to give you coins, Bitcoin, not just other coins. They used to give you Bitcoin. In fact, Dogecoin. We have a member of our community who got a lot of Dogecoin, which they used to get for playing games online or just completing surveys, and you'll get Doge. And they're like, okay, who cares? What is Doge? What is Doge? Other people are crying now because they're like, no, I used to have it in my hard disk and then I threw it and then I formatted the computer. Somebody in London buried a hard disk, which they threw away. The value of the Bitcoin that he threw away was about almost $700,000 or something. They were saying to the city council there that, please give me permission to go and excavate because this is where my hard drive is. So please, can you imagine? Because it was now worth almost, quite a lot of money. And now somebody was saying, I threw it away, it was not worth anything. Sorry, many people lost money because they threw it, they formatted the disk, they lost it because it was stolen in the exchange, and so on and so forth. So, simple message, if you want to acquire coins, there are just 3 ways, simple ways. Now, the other ways, which we'll talk about, are more advanced ways, but the basis is just these 3. So I hope it's something that you are able to follow. So again, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for us to understand. Are we good? Now, let's do a little bit of a showcase because I think I've laid the foundation enough. Let's just go here and then let's go to where do you get these coins? Now, this is just the marketplace. If you want to buy something, you want to go and buy vegetables, you go to the marketplace. You want to go and buy sugar, milk, fat cook. I don't know what it is that you may want to buy. You go to the marketplace. So there's this website called CoinMarketCap. There's others called CoinGecko. This is where you go and just go and check and see what is it that is there. But I normally like this one for our class. Look at this. It's crazy. It's 14,000 coins. Once upon a time, there used to be one coin called what? Do you guys know? Remember where we started? Once upon a time, which is not long ago. There used to be one coin called Bitcoin, right? Yes. And if you read genealogies in the book of Matthew, it says Bitcoin begat and then it begat and then it begat and then it begat and then it begat. And it's interesting because now there are so many crypto babies called many cryptos that have come, which is like 14,000 heading to 15. And check it next week for fun. Check it next week. I promise you it's going to be 15,000. Check it in a month. It's going to be crazy. It was when I looked at it about 3 weeks ago, it was like 13,000 or 12 or whatever it was. It's crazy. See, David is laughing. Sorry, I always quote scripture. Now, the market cap is 2.5 trillion. For your information, when we started the session, it was not even $1 trillion yet. It was not. Bitcoin was, I think, less than 500,000 worth in terms of market cap. Now where we sit, Bitcoin alone is worth more than $1 trillion. Bitcoin alone, these two are worth about 60% of market share, just these two coins alone. The rest is the balance. These two, Bitcoin and Ethereum. These two, you see? It's a $1 trillion, 1.5 trillion. So do your math, 1.5 trillion minus 2. So $1 trillion is the rest of it. So 769, or is it, 669 is the rest of it, is worth $1 trillion. That's just simple computation. And then where do you buy? There are 433 exchanges. 433 exchanges that you can go. You don't need a bank, you don't need a permission, you don't need a broker, you don't need anybody's permission. You can go to any of these exchanges and buy. What is happening in these markets? There's a lot of activity, trading, buying, selling. Now, dominance of Ethereum, in fact, the computation, you can do it from here, 40 plus, let's say 40 plus 20, 60%. So I was actually right. Can you see it for yourself, guys? Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new market of money. Welcome to money markets, where you don't need to know somebody or anything. You just need, come here. Okay, I want to get started with Bitcoin. I want to buy Bitcoin. Boom, you click there. You don't need to ask anybody's permission. I'm going to buy here. Or let's go and drill down. Let's open this thing and see. I can see the price. I can see the movement in 24 hours. I can see in 1 year where it moved from 16, 1 year ago, 16,000 to where it is. The high, I can see in a month, it's moved within this range. Now, I think there's longer trajectories that show you the last 5 years, whatever it is, but you can see the graph and all of those sorts of things, year to date, whatever. But I mean, you get the point, right? You get the point. Now, this has moved on in price and all of that. So my point is that you can go here and choose whatever you want to buy. Now, you want to buy Bitcoin. You can come here, market. These are the exchanges. Yeah. Oh, I can buy it on Binance. You can look at the confidence. Oh, okay, I trust this one. The one in green is high quality. It's reliable. It's not a scam. So you don't need to go through anybody. You don't need to send your money. Kato, you don't need to send me your money. Don't need to send to your friend. You don't need to send to anybody. You can go to any of these. Let's even try this one for fun. Okay, Binance. You will see for yourself how easy it is. There we go, Binance. As long as the right link, okay, register now. I'm a new person. Boom. My country of residence, South Africa. I'm from Andorra. Okay, no, it's not true. Sorry, I'm not from Andorra. South Africa, I'm sorry. There we go. Confirm. Okay, I put my email. I put whatever. And then you sign up. That's it, done. Create account. That's it. Is it difficult, guys? Do you need a lecturer? Do you need a, they'll ask you, yes, to give you your passport number, detail, or whatever it is, but it's simple things. Try signing up for a bank account, and at the same time as this one, you'll see this one will finish quicker than your bank account. So what I'm saying is there's no reason why you can't invest 100 Rand or whatever. I don't know the amount of money that you want to invest. I know the minimum is about, I don't know, I think it used to be $10, or I don't know what $10 is nowadays, depending on your currency. And you can go and just
300 Rands, yeah.
Yeah, 300 Rand, or I don't know. Let's just pause here and just get. Are you guys seeing that decolonization is happening, or whatever it is, going bankless? That's actually the word. Do you see how easy it is? Just from the market, I went to the market. I saw, oh, okay, I want to buy Bitcoin. Boom! I don't need anybody's permission. Cool. I can go and buy whatever I want, and I buy it, and that's it. And this is the price. Oh, this thing costs 63. Oh, okay, this one, whatever. Of course, you'll ask, oh, which one should I buy? What not? Today's class was just to introduce you guys and say, hey, this is available to you. It's available to you. There's no reason why. There's no excuse whatsoever why you can't be involved in it. That's just the point I'm making. Roderick.
Yes, sir. I think this actually plays very well actually in, we used to have a term called the unbanked. And
I like that.
now the banks in South Africa used to really come up with many schemes and things actually to try actually and move people into the banked environment actually. I was shocked was it yesterday or the other day? Just look at it, how banks make money. Capitec,
Yeah.
for example, if you have an account with them, you pay R5 a month.
Yeah.
So that sounds very, how will you put it, very innocent.
Yeah.
But they've got 17 million accounts, 17 million times 5. And what
Whoa.
they're just scheming money for doing what? Nothing. So
I don't
that's
know. Where do I sign up even? They're not even giving me the option. My bank. Where can I sign up with you? I'm not even seeing anything. Where do I sign
yes.
up?
Yeah,
How
but
to sign up? How to sign up with Standard Bank or whatever. You see,
Yeah.
for crypto, I just go click the thing. I'm signed up. Done.
yes.
I don't know. This is saying register for internet banking. If I want to open an account, how do I open? People, come on. Like.
So what I'm saying is actually that that's why the banks are really trying to put all stops in and people in and try to prevent people from participating in this crypto thing, because they're going to lose out on
Yeah,
their monthly fees
exactly.
to start
Exactly.
off with.
Yeah. So accounts, let's see. Oh, okay. I want a gold account. Okay, let's see. Apply now. Okay, let's see. How much, what do they need from me? These people. Okay, let's see. Continue. Okay, let's continue. Oh, no, I don't want. Block. Continue without. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this ID number, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Jesus. You see? Just complicated. Now you go here, guys. This is the marketplace. You go to you have all these exchanges. You can buy any coin you want, which is essentially an crypto assets. This is just the market for coins. I'm not even going to NFTs. I'm not going to DeFi. I'm not going to any of the other things that I mentioned in my slides to say, when we started, it was just coins that we looked at. And then all of a sudden there was madness around, oh, people selling pictures. And like, oh, it's NFT. They're selling it for millions in some cases. They're selling it for so many dollars, So my point is this, that there's no reason why you can't get involved. Let me pause there and see, are you happy? Did you feel that you now have something that you didn't have and that you're empowered to be able to take action and do something? Because it's not even necessary that I continue with my slides. I'm actually happy if you guys are happy. Then just hear any questions, anything that you guys want to comment on. I'm going to keep quiet now. Familiar suspects, Shiba Inu, all sorts of coins. You see, DeFi,
Okay,
NFTs,
so
metaverse.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, forgive me, because I'm not understanding exactly what crypto is, and because you're saying there are now 14,000 coins in the market, who comes up with these coins? Like, can I decide to come up with my own coin, and can everyone decide to come up with their own coin? And if that's the case, how do the coins get value? Because I need, when I'm trying to invest, I need to have some way of understanding how this coin is going to grow, or am I just going to make a blind guess, So that's the first question. And then the second question is, once I buy my coins, where exactly do I keep them? Because you are talking of someone had a hard drive and he buried it, and I'm like, if he had, like, did he not have a backup on the net? Like, I'm not getting it. Where do you keep your coins? Is there a possibility of being hacked and someone stealing all your coins and all that? Yeah.
Yes. Very good. Tandeka, Anne, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, we are saying that it's easy, you just go to the market. It's easy for me to go to the market if I want potatoes or whatever, because I know exactly what I'm looking for. Now, when I come to this market, I find coin, I find Ethereum, I find Binance, and so on. How do I know which one to go for? What can direct me to saying, I know the choice is mine, but what should guide me? I'm confused there. There's just too many things of, I don't know whether they're potatoes or cabbage or whatever.
Exactly. So thank you. I really like these questions. So obviously, I mean, and yeah, maybe if there's anybody else wants to ask, but let me rather answer this too, because they and very deliberately, obviously, it's a beginner's class, right? Meaning you cannot really cover everything in one session. So we cannot really show you why, which coin, why you should buy, you know, but we showed you, you know what, how, if I want to buy, where do I go, you know, how could I, you know, what are the ways I could get this? Now the specifics of, oh, okay, where do you, which one should you get and why? And then where do you keep it? Those are valid questions. They're actually fair next questions. The way I delivered this session at the beginning was we had a 4-part, which was called, do you have a crypto strategy? Which was a 4 sessions essentially back to back. We talked about introduction, telling you this story, which I did in this session today. So I've mishmashed a little bit of that, but you realize obviously you can't really cover all of this in 1 hour because you would either be just rushing too fast, and that's not really our intention. The good thing is we have those recordings which are available, but I'll answer the question that you've asked, Kato. Yes, something that is worth 56,000, something that is worth 500, something that is worth $38, whatever. Of course, you have to secure it. Now, there's what you call wallets, you know, crypto wallets where you can, so there are 2 ways of, you know, maybe just again, if you come to this marketplace where you've seen, and then you say, oh, okay, I'm going to take action on, let's say, Binance coin or whatever. Then there is the markets. Where do you, which exchange? You know, remember we talked about buying is the most popular way of doing it. So you're not mining here, you're just buying. You're saying, I'm exchanging my money, which I've earned, using whichever medium. I'm going to use my card, or I'm going to do an EFT, or whichever medium of how you're going to transact. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to choose an exchange, and I'm saying I'm going to buy from this exchange, which is just what the word exchange is exactly that. The way you'll take, oh, I have rands and I'm going to buy dollar, you know, so exactly that. This is a centralized, you know, place where you can be able to buy these things. And of course, the conversion is, and what you'll end up with is the coin that you bought. Now, the back question is, why am I buying that coin? And I think that we have a whole framework, a whole session that we cover, which teaches you the three types of analysis that you have to do. The most important is fundamental analysis, and that applies to anything we're doing in the markets anyway today. Why am I buying gold? Why am I buying a house? You do a fundamental analysis. Oh, I like the location. So the same logic. So what I'm saying to you is, you do not need a financial advisor to come and tell you, oh, you know, now the valuation, for example, if I use Bitcoin, if I go here, I'll just do a quick run through what I call fundamentals to just understand, to give you an idea of what we look at. So you do fundamental, technical, and then, you know, sentiment. But fundamental is the most important, because remember, in our case, and in this context of our session today, we are not doing, oh, I'm going to buy it tomorrow and sell it today, I'm selling it tomorrow. We are doing we are investors. We're not traders. Now, traders in the room, we love you. We accommodate you in the sessions that we have and in our community. But our vision and our sense is that actually we are more longer term in terms of our perspective. And I think it's very important for me to mention that. So we're not coming here and say, hey, today Bitcoin is 56. It's going to move to 65. So let me buy and then sell it. No, because this might be months. It might stay here. It might pull back. And it was like that for 3 months. It pulled to about 29,030, and then it moved quickly, yep, almost in 2 weeks to 65, you know. So this thing moves. Now, why would I buy Bitcoin, for example? Bitcoin, there's something called supply, demand and supply. Let me ask you a question. If you're the only person in town that has a Cadillac, and there are 10 people who want to buy that Cadillac, will the value of that Cadillac, okay, Jesus, Cadillac is a car, Jesus, help me. Will the value of that car go high, or will you be likely to fetch a higher price for it or not?
No.
I'm not sure if you're understanding what I'm saying. If you have a car, let's say you have a, which is the fancy cars that we have? Not Mercedes, I don't know, which is Bentley. Let me use a Bentley. You're the only person with a Bentley, but there are 10 people who want to buy your Bentley.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's demand supply, simple as that. That's what it is.
okay.
So, but if you have 10 Toyotas and there's only one person who wants to buy, you're sitting on the other side, right? So it's a demand supply. So Bitcoin specifically, not the other coins, is limited in supply. There is only going to be 21 million Bitcoin that is going to ever be there. And so far, 18 million, almost 19 million is in circulation that has been mined and people are owning it and it's in circulation, it's moving. So you only have a balance of about 3 million. So why, are you seeing the logic? Why the price of Bitcoin will continue to grow up? Because the demand for Bitcoin is growing because institutions want to put money in it. They're not buying gold anymore. More and more are buying Bitcoin instead of gold. They're storing their value, and it's a store of value. The utility, the value, that's the second point from a fundamentals analysis. So the supply demand, point number one. Two is what is the utility? What does the problem, what problem does it solve? I'll give you a simple one, which we will all understand. We all know during the COVID period, how much money was printed in the US? Trillions, right? Trillions. Now, what does that do to you? What does that do to you, to the hard work that you put in? There's something called inflation. There's something called your money just becomes useless and loses value. Now, Bitcoin, you cannot print it. You cannot print it. You cannot generate more Bitcoin than what is there. So people have seen, the market has decided that Bitcoin is a better hedge against inflation. It's a better store value than gold. Because gold, you can go and discover another field and mine more gold. You can go and melt jewelry and have more gold. But Bitcoin is finite, it's fixed. You cannot move that. Now the dollar, they'll decide and say, we're going to print another 2 trillion. So that's just one example of how you look at this and say, what problem does it solve? I've not even gone to the other use cases, in the likes of Ethereum and what problem is it seeks to solve and so on and so forth. But for the sake of today, I'm not going to really venture to that. I'm just going to use this as an example. And yes, to answer your question, Kato, you can come up tomorrow and say, I feel people are not helping the people in my village. I'm going to come up with a coin that is going to include them. So your problem is your village, you want them to be included. So that's your utility. And you go ahead, generate your coin. You don't need anybody's permission. Come and tell us, we'll have coin number. Let's refresh. Maybe there's another one that has just been launched by Kato. Coin number 14772. That will be your coin. You list it here and it will be available. And people will buy, who think, hey, yes, my village, I like Kato's coin. I'm going to buy into it. So it's an open market. There's no restriction that you can or can't have. Now, obviously, what does that really mean? When it's free market, free innovation, those which are really, really worth it rise to the top. That's why we have a top 10 here. Now, if you look just the simple numbers of elimination, these two are worth how much? 1.5 trillion. Just these two. Meaning I could almost cancel all the rest. If I put my money in these two, I'm safe. I'm okay. I don't need to do another analysis. If I put my money in the top 10, which is worth, just using a calculator, you can copy and paste all this, the first top 10. I am okay. That's a simple organizing principle. This is just a very simple way to look at it and say, these coins the reason why they've risen to the top and they've stayed here. In fact, this has never been dethroned. It has always been number one, Bitcoin. Ethereum has also been here quite strong. Now, it tells you, if you just look at elimination alone, if these two are worth 1.5 trillion, then, and the rest of it, the rest 14,000 and something is worth the balance. It tells you there's something really strong about them. Now, we have a framework, sorry, I'm just simplifying it. We have a framework with about, I think, 7 or 8 criteria that we look at that allows you to say, okay. And you'll do that in 5 minutes by the literally. So, guys, I don't want to drag this and make this session longer because my intention was just to really give us a landing ground into the community so that you know, to say, hey, here is where you find water, here is where you find coffee. Welcome to our community. And then, hey, here is where you want to buy coins, here is where you find it. You can buy it here, and we are here to support each other. Now, I will take maybe one more question before I wrap up. Is there any comment, anything that anybody wants to ask? Sorry, Rachel, I noticed you joined very early because maybe it was time zone. But of course, the good thing is we are recording everything. So maybe just any comments on the floor before we kind of wrap up, sort of, yeah.
I just wanted to say to everyone who's new to this crypto investment and crypto world, right now, what Tim has presented might still be a bit hazy, and it's very normal. So what I will say is hold on. We will have sessions in the new year where we will go through thoroughly again from the beginnings part of crypto to the more, I'll say, mainstream. But as Tim mentioned, also there are videos that are already done for this year that you can locate. And yeah, feel free to ask questions on the community. There are many people there who will be answering. And as I said, you know, the key thing is just to be curious and remain interested, start reading or going on YouTube just to understand a bit more. There are many YouTube videos as well, and you can learn more. And all of us are still learning. It's really a learning curve here where you learn something new every day, depending on how interested you are. It's really the new opportunity that is out there for us to invest in. And each one, of course, has their own strategy. So right now, just want to encourage you, keep the interests up. Let no one scare you. Let no news scare you about crypto. There's too much chatter about it, but it's really a good opportunity to get into. Thanks.
Thank you, Jeremy. So I've pasted the link to the Telegram channel because again, we can't. It would be responsible of us to just say, "Oh, okay, good luck, guys. You know, Merry Christmas, all the best." The reason why we started this community, which, as I said, is by the people for the people, is so that you can be supported. Say the platform. I like how Bianca says it. Maybe Bianca, you can just comment around the community and how it has been very helpful just to sustain that knowledge and all of that. I like she uses the word safe space. You know, it's really cool. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim, for that. Yeah, I definitely would not have invited people that I just recently met to a platform that I didn't have confidence in. So this is definitely a safe haven. It's a safe place for learning, a safe place for getting insight, information, just like Jeremy said. And like Tim also said, you know, we want to evangelize Africa around crypto and bring our fellow brothers and sisters on board, because this is definitely a place for them to be involved in. So yeah, I love the space. I love the interaction. It's not draining. It's there's a you know, we do a weekly get-togethers on Wednesdays where we have these sessions. And yeah, and in between we're chatting on Telegram, we're chatting individually with one another, and so holding hands. That's really what we are doing for the community. And like Jeremy said, we're all learning as we go along. Yeah, some of us have been a little bit longer on the journey. Others are brand new. Others have been here but for a while. But you know what? We in this together, helping each other.
Thank you. So I have shared also just on the Telegram channel, because I mean, obviously you notice we are pointing you to the Telegram channel because it's just safer. It's where we share. So I've shared the link to all the recordings that have been published. The others which are publishing every week on a Saturday, which we recorded, you know, as from the previous sessions. I will also, if you registered the way you did, I'm going to share the long learning catalog, which has from everything we've covered from the beginning in a spreadsheet that you know you're going to receive in the coming week or so. Because again, we're not intending to run another class. We just did this out of courtesy because we felt that we needed to just make sure that guys were acclimatized. And then, as Jeremy said, we have a proper you know, set of classes that are very comprehensive in nature, that are going to go deeper into some of these concepts. You know, the good things, the ones that I've mentioned are available, meaning you can go and watch it. You'll see exactly what we covered, what's the frameworks we use. And of course, you know, via the Telegram channel and email or any of these other channels that we have, just make sure you touch one. Don't miss out. If you really want to really be part of this and get the knowledge for free, you have the community, and we cover all these topics. We give you insights. In the community, we talk even about an index, which top 5 coins you can invest in. So we eliminate for you the problem of which coin should I buy. So we give you a top 5. You look at it and say, oh, okay, this top 5, I can pick 2. We've done the analysis for you already. You don't need to worry about it. There are other means, which, as I said, we have shared in other classes, which we'll continue teaching in the next year. And then there's something very exciting here around the investment opportunities that we'll be launching next year, which is really around something that we are going to be launching next year around that will help you to invest even easier, much easier even than you choose. It's an option. Both are available. I'll never say one should be off. You should always be interested to invest for yourself using your own capacity. But this allows us to really invest together through a vehicle, which we'll talk about next year. So I think that's actually it. I don't want to keep you guys longer because I know you've really been very diligent. The key message is knowledge is something that compounds. You continue to invest in it, it will actually get better. If you continue to show up for it, you can only get better with it. And remember, each one of us, champions who Bianca, Jeremy, and 14 others, they have taken the commitment to say, we are going to share everything we know. Jeremy will tell you which coins he's bought, where he's bought it from, how it's doing it for him, how it has worked. So that's the difference. We're not selfish, in this community. I'm not going to buy coins and I've made money and I'm keeping like, no, I won't tell you. I'm just, no. There is 2.5 trillion is going to grow, and it's this thing. Why? There's enough for everybody. So we're not coming from a point of, oh, I'm going to feel bad if you prosper tomorrow. So that's really the thinking, and that's why I said it takes a village, and that's why we are sharing these things. Now, I'm going to share this thing. I think it's important. So if you want to get some free crypto over for Christmas, there's this initiative which is just around invite somebody, and we're going to put you into a lucky draw. And if you're lucky, we will send you some Shiba Inu, which is number 13 on that coin market cap. It's a meme coin. You'll get to know about what that is. But the point is that we're just trying to encourage you to invite others. And really, I want to thank Bianca. The two Biancas, Bianca Hilka and Bianca Clark. You guys are amazing. Are you twins or something? For inviting. And thank you, Namibia. You guys are amazing for being in the room. So this is what I'm talking about. It's by the community, for the community. We continue to educate. We continue to look for opportunities that can allow us to succeed together. So I think any class comments, how did you find the session? And then we just close. Please share, how did you find it? Was it helpful? Did it give you a good starting points, food for thought? I don't know. And then we'll just close. Anyone who wants to share how they found it? Did you find it useful? Okay, let's see. Thank you, David. Very informative. Quite helpful. Okay. Yes, Tandeka. Anne?
This was very useful, very informative. And thank you to Bianca, Bianca Clark. She's ours in Namibia. We are holding her very close to our heart because
you're claiming her. Sorry, we're gonna fight over her now. You're starting a war.
She shares. But I just wanted to find out about this Shiba for Christmas. Can you just say a little bit more about Shiba for Christmas?
So it's simple as that. Just invite people. That's all you need to do. Invite them into the Telegram community. We're gonna add you to a lucky draw. If you're lucky, then we're gonna send you Shiba, which is a crypto coin, the meme coin. It's as simple as that. Nothing, yeah.
You invite them to Telegram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just So guys, make sure you're in Telegram. That's actually where the conversation happens beyond this session. Because again, we're not going to run any other session until next year when we launch our curriculum for education next year, as Jeremy mentioned. Okay, so any other comment, Tandeka Ann, or any other person for that matter? I think I'm seeing, thanks Bianca, sorry for joining, I hope to follow through Telegram. Oh, wow, oh DJ, you're just amazing, Tim, oh God, wow, this is so sweet, thank you so much, wow, that really, I felt that. Thank you, you're amazing too. I mean, you guys are rock stars. So I think with that, I just want to thank each one of you for coming. You guys are champions. You're amazing. I want to wish you hopefully a Shiba Christmas if you'll be lucky to get some Shiba, but I really want to wish you a beautiful, beautiful
Oh my
season ahead
goodness.
of holidays.
Shiba Christmas.
Sorry?
Shiba Christmas.
Shiba Christmas. Shiba Christmas, you know. Gosh, I hope people will not now say, gosh, this guy is backslid from the faith. No, I still love Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
guys, thank you so much.
Thank-
Bianca, I think you wanted to say something. Maybe
No,
close
I
us
just
out so
want-
that we leave.
Just want to say thank you, Tim. You did an amazing job. I was putting myself in the shoes of these guys, and I think they really got a solid foundation in understanding what this is all about, or at least get an understanding. And I'm hopeful that they're going to continue coming into the sessions early next year, and also invite others. The idea was really just to set the scene for them so that they can know what is happening, and that this is really an initiative that started in South Africa by the Southern Africans for Africa. So we are bringing people on board across the continent. So please, guys, go out and tell people about the community. And I believe you heard Tim's heart. That is our heart. We in this for everyone.
Thank you. And on that note, I wish you a lovely evening and hopefully a
Thank
Shiba
you.
Christmas.
Okay. Bye-bye, Tim.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night.